that's red. She's got the spices, smile so bright. Cooking with Judith right by my side. By my side. Chop, chop, sizzle, frying pan heat. From pancakes to a fancy feast. Cooking with Judith, fun to say the least. The least.
Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith, and today I am going to do a chicken souvlaki. I do have chicken thighs. They are bone-in, skin on, so we are going to debone them. I have some lovely yogurt and garlic, lemon, and a few herbs and spices for the marinade for the chicken. We will also be using yogurt, lemon, garlic, and whatnot for the tzatziki sauce. Yes, we are going to make our own. It's simple and it is so delicious and so much better if you make it at home. So let's start by boning our chicken thighs. And for this recipe I want to leave the skin on, but I do want to get the bone out. So with your boning knife or any suitable thin bladed sharp knife, cut down beside the bone. My chicken's just still a little bit frozen, which actually makes it easier. And then go in, if you can manage to get in behind it, and cut down around the end. And back up that side and around that end. And just tease the meat off the bone. There's one. Now if there's any excess skin, we do want the skin on, but we don't want a lot. So just trim that off. There we go. Okay, number 2. Down beside the bone. Now you won't get the bone perfectly clean, but that's pretty good. So check for excess skin on this one. A couple bits there. Not too bad. And I'll show you one more time. I'm sorry, my lighting seems to be really bad lately. I'm going to have to look into rearranging things or getting another light. Seem to be casting a shadow on things. And don't forget, you want to get that little piece of fat off. It's sort of like the cap on the leg, on the thigh bone. Okay. There we go. Now we are, as I said, going to turn this into some souvlaki. So I'm going to just check the thickness don't seem to be too bad. Oops, let's get rid of that. See, I told you we missed a piece of the cap off the thigh bone there. I want somebody to bite into that. Okay. Now we could just leave them like this. We could skewer each one as a separate skewer, but I'm going to cut them in half. And that way we can evenly distribute our meat, because some of the thighs were bigger than others. So I put small ones with big ones, mediums together, sort of thing, so we have an even amount of meat on each skewer. Now we need to marinate it. So let's make our marinade. Okay, for our marinade, I've got a half a cup of yogurt. You can use a Greek yogurt or whatever else you have that's nice and thick. I actually use one that is a halal yogurt. It is from the Middle East. It is wonderful. And then I have a tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm just going to drizzle that in slowly. I may not need all of it. I think that's enough. Probably half a tablespoon, maybe less. And I'm going to get a whisk. It will help. There we go. Just whisk it together till smooth, and then you have a better judge of whether you want more lemon juice in or not. Then I'm going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of oregano. Half a teaspoon of rosemary. These are dried herbs. And we'll go with 1/4 teaspoon paprika. You can add freshly ground black pepper if you wish. Mix that together well. And I think our consistency is fine. So we will add our chicken. Slide it in there. And this part is best done with tongs or your hands. So you just want to coat the chicken fully. And we're going to cover it and put it in the fridge for at least 2 hours, but you could do it overnight if you wish. So while our chicken is marinating, we're going to make our tzatziki, and I realized when I set up for that I forgot to put the garlic in the chicken marinade. So we'll fix that. Okay, so I just stole one of the garlic cloves that I was reserving for our tzatziki. If you want, you can just add granulated garlic. Either one will work. So first thing we have to do here is grate a cucumber. Well, I have a portion of an English cucumber. We're not going to use all of it, or all of the cucumber. We're only going to use about 6 inches, 5 inches. Okay. So, I mean, grating a cucumber is easy enough. You get a grater on a plate. Turn it that way so you can see it. And grate. With the large side of the grater. But once you get it grated, cucumbers contain a lot of water. And we don't want that much water in our sauce. So, actually, if you have a bowl grater, the kind with the plastic bowl underneath and the grater on top, you could do it with that, would make life easier. I just couldn't find one. I was hoping to buy one this morning, but I'm going to have to look a little farther afield, as none of the stores I checked today had them. Okay, so that's about all we're going to need. Well, let's get rid of that bit. And probably about half a cup once it's compressed. So the easiest way to rid your cucumber of excess water is grab some cheesecloth. And you probably want to do this over the sink because it's going to be wet. And just bunch it up in the cheesecloth and squeeze. Okay, that should be good. I did make a bit of a mess. I have about half a cup of yogurt and our squeezed cucumbers. And if you do have a lot of skin like that, just take that out. There we go. Then we want the garlic. And it's up to you how garlicky you like it. I think I'm a little more than I should be using here, but I like garlic. These are larger cloves than I expected. And that's another thing I have to get. A small cutting board so that I'm not chopping my garlic directly on the countertop. It's one of those little details you don't think of until you go, wait, I don't have that. I want that. Okay. There we go. And that was 2 good-sized cloves of garlic. And as I said, as much or as little as you prefer. And we're going to want a little dash of salt. So just a little pinch. And dill. Quite a lot of dill. So probably about a teaspoon for this amount. That would be a lot. Okay. And again, we want lemon juice. So this is just what's left of the lemon juice that I put in the chicken, or chicken marinade. So about maybe half a tablespoon. Give it a good stir. The restaurant I worked in, where I learned to make tzatziki, wasn't actually a Greek restaurant. It was owned by a Greek family. But we did serve a lot of Greek dishes. And in both the restaurants they had in town, they always made their own tzatziki. So give it a taste. And remember, when it sits for a while, the flavors will mature and meld. So yeah, that is good. Definitely got garlic, dill, and the cucumber gives a nice little refreshing crunch. Okay, so we cover that and put it in the fridge and let it get happy. And while your chicken is marinating, do not forget to soak your wooden skewers. If you're using wooden skewers, you can always use metal ones. So yeah, I have 4 wooden skewers soaked for 2 hours, the length of time my chicken marinated. And now we're going to skewer the chicken. Plate to put the chicken on once it's skewered. And let's open up the chicken and get the skewers. So I'm going to try to get these fairly evenly skewered and thread the chicken. Where can you see that? Onto the skewer, a little bit at a time, catching the skin if it's got loose. There's a lot of flavor in the skin. If you don't want the skin, by all means take it off. It's not a necessary component, but it does add a lot of flavor. Okay. And this is a bit messy and a bit slippery, but well worth the trouble. There we go. And get them spaced out so it's not too cramped on the skewer.
Meeting in the kitchen, fun ahead. Judith with her apron, wine that's red. She's got the spices, smiles so bright.
And that's our skewered souvlakis. And what I want to do is line my pita with the romaine and put the souvlaki on top of the romaine. So we're all ready. And once our souvlaki is cooked, it's dinner time. So let's.
Judith with her apron, wine that's red. She's got the spice.
So meanwhile, we're going to heat up a pan so we can warm our pita bread. Now you do want to get Greek style pita, and it comes in a variety of types. This one is a little firmer than what I'm used to, but once it's warm, it should be good. Nice and pliable. Time for assembly. So we have our pita and our romaine. We take a lovely skewer and pull our chicken off. On top of the romaine. Let's turn it up as you can see. Okay. We have our tzatziki. Just a little, like about a teaspoon, a couple of teaspoons. Let's get that back on there. Our red onion and our tomato. And then if your pita is going to cooperate, give it a roll. And you can wrap it in parchment or wax paper or whatever. That is going to be absolutely delicious. Give it a try. Oh, it looks so good. Mmm. Admittedly, the first bite was a lot of bread, but that happens. Let's have another try. Mmm. Mm-hmm. And the tzatziki and tomatoes and the onions and my chicken's trying to get away. Stick it out, and if you have to, just use a fork. Maybe cut it a little. Mm-hmm. The chicken is tender, flavorful, delicious. The tzatziki lends another layer. The dill just complements everything. Mm-hmm. Give it another bite. Oh, it's so good. Brings back memories of several of my favorite Greek restaurants. So if you enjoyed the recipe, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Hit the bell icon and you'll get notified when I put up a new video. I do put them up regularly every week. If you want to support my channel more directly, you can join. The join perks aren't very good yet. I'm working on that, but it would help a lot. I appreciate everyone that watches, that likes, comments, shares. Everything helps the algorithm and helps me progress my channel. And I'll see you again soon with a new video. Thank you for watching.